It is with great personal pleasure that I extend heartiest congratulations to you on your selection to compete in William Tell. You represent the finest of two excellent teams, the United States Air Force and the Canadian Armed Forces. You will be required to demonstrate skills developed through long hours of dedicated training. As you begin your competition, my very best wishes for success go to each of you. Signed, General John D. Ryan, Chief of Staff, United States Air Force.
Welcome aboard. Glad to be here.
How's the flight?
Just fine. Great. Colonel Girl, how you doing?
These are all good people down here, all good pilots. And being one of them, why, is a matter of personal pride, and to be able to do better than any one of them would, of course, really put a man on top of the world. This is what we're all trying to prove, which fighter pilot is the best fighter pilot.
And we think we have a very good chance of winning.
There is no reason why we won't win it.
Yes, I think we're going to win the thing.
The other people are good, but we're better.
Unless Lady Luck goes against us, I know we're going to win.
I think we're going to win it.
We are going to win.
Basic organization of the William Tell meet is three categories, the 101, the 102, and the 106 categories. The only way to score well in William Tell is a combined team effort. These teams are dispersed because the GCI controllers are located in a radar site. The pilots are at 40,000 feet over the range. And, of course, the weapons loading and maintenance crews are here on the ramp.
When the competition is going on, it's pretty hard to think about anything but what you're doing.
You're working hard, you're working fast. Even all the people that were around, I couldn't see them. They were just blanked out.
We check everything over beforehand, and we're sure when we load that thing on there, we're sure that we've done everything we can as loaders to ensure that that missile takes off and aims right at the target. We know what everybody's doing at what time, and we know how they're going to do it. We know what'll help them if we do things certain ways. There's definitely a team feeling.
There's no doubt that it's a sporting event. It's a king-size hunting expedition. Yes, I think that it was a natural for a wide world of sports.
Bill, how would you compare the competitors in this event with, say, the traditional athlete?
George, I'd like to have 4 of you interceptor fighter pilots in the same backfield. I think we'd really have some. I mean, if you took a couple of your weapons loading personnel, made tackles out of them, you'd really have a football team. But that would really be the closest corollary, I think. I think you fellows who fly have these instantaneous reflexes that have to be right. After all, at speeds of 1,500 miles an hour, there isn't any margin for error. It has to be like that, and it has to be right.
We want to be cranked up by about 1.5 past. We'll crank a little early to get some of the moisture out. Plan on getting that duty aired out good, and then we'll make our takeoff time to pick up the extra points and put the dot in the hole, and I'll see you when you get down.
Target bearing 290, 15 miles, tracking 150, angles 35, front attack.
Hang on, 01, roger.
01, clear to arm hot.
Okay, Tango Hotel 01, clear to arm hot.
01, arm hot, roger.
Target now 12 o'clock at 12 miles.
12 o'clock, 12, contact.
Please stop, cancel.
Yes, sir.
01, target now 12 o'clock, 15 miles. Make that 11 miles.
Roger, contact.
11 targets fouled, clear to fire.
01, Judy.
Roger, sir. 01 and ready.
Okay, we'll move on now to the Category 3 competition, the F-106. The highest scoring team is the 71st Fighter Interceptor Squadron, Malmstrom Air Force Base, Montana.
Units which appear to have the highest state of readiness and put them in a competitive atmosphere to try to bring out the best. And the fact that we do have a capability to intercept and, if necessary, destroy an enemy, I think is something that we're all entitled to know. After all, we're paying a lot of money for it.
Trying to bring out how he felt and what, more or less, what you could do.
Talk. Listen. Tell it now. At Fairchild Air Force Base, rap sessions with a younger generation aim at a better understanding.
Whereas the good people are getting out, and the not too sharp ones are staying in. They're the ones that seem to make a career. Well, I mean,
okay.
In general, not everyone.
I get your message, okay.
I've seen a lot of sharp people in the Air Force, too. Mm-hmm. Anybody that has any kind of ambition at all is getting out of the Air Force because they don't demand anything of you.
This whole ideal that, you know, you're a good, you know, a patriot if you salute the flag and do all the, you know, the nice little things that you're supposed to do, the outward signs. But generally, you know, you're not being, you know, in a sense, you're just doing the, you know, you're playing a role in a sense. You're just doing what's expected of you. And if you seriously believe it, then people don't really have to have this outward show.
Someday, let's accept the fact that you probably will get married. The chances are pretty great that you'll get married. You'll have children of your own. Now, how are you going to feel when you put the shoe on the other foot?
Our topic tonight is, are blacks at Dong Mong oversensitive?
Why are they oversensitive? It's because they no longer want to be considered that black boy out there, that black airman over there. I mean, they want to be the man.
Black rings and black necklaces and wristbands, it seems to me that we don't all agree on what they mean. You think any base commander would want to have a riot starting on his base because of wristbands or necklaces or headbands?
Colonel, what's his name, Flisser?
Flisser?
Yes, sir. I don't think he's wearing black vest, but he made Lieutenant Colonel now, and he's somebody. He's a big black and everything. No, I don't.
No doubt about it, Colonel Feaster got where he did through education and not by wearing a black armband.
And they're not only just afraid of the black man, they're afraid of the Indian, too, because they know that he's getting tired. He's becoming educated. His intelligence is going up and his tolerance is going down also. And reluctantly...
Around the world, open forums like this also make use of the rap session technique. Talk, listen, say it like it is. Tell it now.
Time 42, correction time 43, over. Runway 33, stand by, runway RCR 17.
Taxi in position and hold, acknowledge. Taxi in position and hold, acknowledge. Blanco Dart, taxi in position and hold, acknowledge.
Blanco Dart, taxi in position and hold.
Taxi in position and hold right now.
928, y'all.
Girl agrees.
Sneaky one cleared for takeoff.
Captain Steve Ritchie has become the first Air Force ace of the Southeast Asian conflict by downing his 5th MiG-21. Captain Ritchie's commander, Colonel Scott G. Smith of the 432nd Tactical Fighter Reconnaissance Wing, commented that to shoot down a MiG-21 is quite a difficult feat. To bring down 5 of the Blue Bandits is an unparalleled achievement.
Fire away. Would you like to describe how you got the 5th MiG?
Well, this was a pretty long and involved engagement. We started out about 80 miles away from the bandits, and Chuck picked them up a good ways out on the radar. From then on, it was a problem of getting them in sight. They were quite a bit higher than we were, and Chuck followed them right down the radar, and I began to make a stern conversion, what we call it, when they got in close. Picked them up high at 11 o'clock on almost a head-on pass, and from there maneuvered into 6 o'clock and fired a few missiles and was lucky enough to get a kill.
When did the reaction sink in that you got the 5th?
Well, when I saw the fireball, I knew it was the 5th. I was pretty excited at that time. Of course, the job wasn't over then. We were still in a pretty hostile area, and I knew there was another MiG behind us, and so we had to get the rest of the force home, and of course our 4 airplanes, and again there was a possibility of another MiG engagement and some pretty heavy defense on the way out, and fuel's always a consideration, so there was a lot to do from that point on. We didn't get real excited about it until we got out of the area.
How good does it feel?
Great, really great. And of course, the thing I'd like to emphasize here is this is probably the greatest team effort of any job that I know of.
Let's go get another bullseye.
One of the hot spots in the United States is the Gila Bend Gunnery Range in Arizona. Larger than the state of Delaware, it provides a tactical training area for fighter-bomber pilots. Here, pilots utilize several types of ranges to develop and perfect their combat skills with the complete weapon system.
Here in the 550th Tactical Fighter Training Squadron, we take pilots and navigators from either undergraduate training or other commands, and in the course of a 6-month training program, give them the basic skills necessary to make them a combat-ready aircrew member in the F-4 aircraft. In the case of Lieutenant Graninger, we have taken a pilot from undergraduate pilot training and added to his basic skills that he learned while in pilot training.
In the initial phases of the training here, you learn to fly the airplane, you learn to handle the airplane as it should be flown. And once you get to the ground attack and the ground attack tactical phase, flying doesn't become second rate, but it almost has to become second nature. think the ground attack tactical and the ground attack phase are very demanding on a student pilot, and that he's put in a new dimension that he has never seen before. For instance, in the 45-degree dive bomb pattern, the first time I ever flew it, it was a very unique experience in that you come down the chute so rapidly, you have to pull off 4 Gs in 2 seconds, make a 180-degree turn. In addition, there are switches to be set, mill settings to be changed, and by this time, it's almost time to roll down the chute again. It comes very fast.
Roger, Connie. Range 3 is cold at the present time. You're cleared in.
Modern electronic equipment in the Gila Bend range towers score the student pilot's hits instantaneously, enabling the range officer to relay the results to the pilot before his next pass.
22 hits, 2, ceasefire, 2200.
I had 52 mils in there.
Okay.
Take it back to 48.
Hits, 3, ceasefire, 2300.
I'm really gonna hose one off this time. She's in, target 1.
Fire 2.
2, high. 90 knots, 400 knots, speed set. Right angles 15. 390 knots, 12 degrees. 400 ready. Fire.
22 hits, 2, ceasefire, 2200.
I think the F4 RTU training program in all aspects has prepared me excellently for a combat situation. But the most important thing that no training program can give me is actual experience in a combat situation.
It's 3 a.m. at Hoffen, Iceland, and the personnel of the 667th Aircraft Control and Warning System are at this moment tracking a Russian bomber. The 667th motto is where the action is.
My name is Airman Wiley. Some of my jobs that I do as a ACNW operator is plotting behind the big board we have here.
I have an IP at 285 or 130.
We plot all the tracks that radar picks up, so we'll know where they are at what times, and so we can identify them to be friendly or hostile tracks.
All right, second move on that IP. It's at a 285 for 119. All right, that IP is slow gen 10 and is at a 282 for 107.
24 hours a day, we're always watching the skies. The scopes never go down, and we have men on duty all the time.
Okay, track 619 is at a 245 for 90.
Sometimes I think about the job I'm doing, and I feel sort of important to myself because I know we are one of the early warning systems for the United States, and if the Russians did pick this way to come, that we could warn the United States that an enemy is threatening our homeland.
Collision 10, target bearing 3003. 10, expedite port turn for target. Target now 8 miles from bomb release line. 10, target now bearing 290, 2 miles, min range. Roger, 10, Judy.
We get the word we have zombies coming in, and I wonder every time, are they coming this time, or, are they just playing with us again? We're always on the lookout for them in case one day it's not a game. In my spare time, I like to go down to the beach, and they have a lot of seals out there. Usually they're off on a big island off the coast a little bit, but lots of times you catch them in feeding on small fish and stuff. They're really fun to watch. They're a real curious animal. Like, you can make noises and stuff, and they try to come closer to see what you are. They're just as interested in you as you are in them. other activities like bowling. I really enjoy bowling. It's one of my favorite sports. I'm not very good at it, but I like to bowl. I heard some guys talking, I believe it was Doc Wayne, said,
even though we're isolated here, I've been able to make the time pass by getting out and trying to explore the surrounding area. We have glaciers, glacial lakes, a fishing lake, which many of the people make use of, and an awful lot of very interesting terrain on which to either hike, climb, rock hunt. We've got quite a variety of rocks to be found up here, and also quite an abundance of waterfalls.
As a commander of the 667th ACNW Squadron at Hoffen, Iceland, I have a great responsibility as far as the detection and tracking of Russian aircraft. We're on the end of a chain of American radar stations that runs from Alaska to the eastern coast of Iceland. The surveillance mission is one at which we must always be ready.
Hey, Jim, it's Fat Albert.
The mechanic's not referring to someone else on the flight line. Fat Albert is the name used by a lot of flight line people when referring to the C-5. Having the largest load capacity of anything flying, the name really fits. With only one refueling stop, Fat Albert can transport more than a 60-ton load from Travis Air Force Base to Saigon, a distance of 7,600 miles. Operating cost of the C-5 in cents per ton mile is considerably less than the most efficient Air Force airlifters now in use. The C-5 can deliver virtually anywhere in the world, completely equipped combat units, support forces, and all types of supplies, including large and heavy weapons never before airlifted.
During my duty with SAC, I have been involved with both the nuclear and conventional readiness mission. I'm Lieutenant Billy Davis, Jr., 22nd Bomb Wing, March Air Force Base, California. We've had to deploy to sea on short notice to beef up our B-52 force. For many of us, it's meant more separation from our families and a few more sleepless nights. But the mission is to remain ready, and this demands just a little bit more of each one of us to get the job done.
Sophisticated aircraft, the best trained pilots and crews, and dedicated support technicians combine to fulfill the Air Force mission of remaining ready for any threat to the nation. The ability to remain ready will continue to depend on the standards of excellence that make the United States Air Force second to none.